All right, we're back. Let's go to my hometown, H-Town, and talk to Fred. What's up, Fred? How we doing?
Hey, doing good. Thanks for talking to me. It's real exciting.
You got it, brother. It's exciting for me, too. What's up?
Well, I'll try to be coherent here.
You're on the wrong show if you want to be coherent,
I know,
man.
right?
Yeah, wrong show.
Anyway, my relationship with my spouse has it's devolved into basically what I feel is abuse, emotional and, mental abuse. And I've started reacting by lashing out physically, and not at her, but, at our house, and I'll punch holes in things and throw objects. And
why do you do that?
Me.
It seems like a strange choice. Why do you choose that?
Right. I don't know. I guess it's a poor way of I feel like if I don't hit something else, I'm going to hit someone, I guess. And
that's a false choice.
I suppose so. Yeah,
it is absolutely false. From this point, who taught you that? Did your old man do that? Did your mom do that? Who taught you that?
No, my dad was the calmest person on the planet. My mom was very, very, she was physically and verbally abusive, but she never punched holes in anything. But
so here's the deal.
I don't know.
Never again. Got it?
Yes.
Say it.
Never again will I lash out physically at anyone or anything.
Done. We're good?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Every time you're about to hit a wall, here's what I want you to think. Hey, Mom, I got your anger and your rage, and I am going to show you how tough I am, even though it's going to cost me my marriage. I want you just to think that before you hit something.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so that is not even why you called, but, or here's a simpler way. Right before you hit something, ask yourself, why am I choosing to hit this? Because if you can choose to hit it, then you can choose not to.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Right. Like, why am I choosing? And I do that all the time, dude. Like, why am I choosing to tail this guy who just cut me off? What a dumb thing. Why am I choosing to eat this? I know it's not going to make me feel good. Like, what am I doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm there with you. But when I take ownership of what's happening and I use ownership language in my relationships, things change. My behaviors change. All right. So your marriage is devolving. You've got an emotionally abusive wife. You're choosing to act like a 5-year-old. And then what?
I guess I feel like we're both kind of at that point where it feels like the marriage and the family is slipping out of our hands.
Are you done? No. They don't slip out of your hands. You're letting them go. Are you done?
Yeah. I don't want to be. No, certainly not. I absolutely love my wife and I love my family. And,
You got little ones too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a 2-year-old and a 9-month-old. And then she's got a stepson, or I've got a stepson that's from her previous marriage who is 6. And they're awesome.
Hey, we'll get to why you called eventually. I don't even know why you called yet. I keep interrupting you. That stuff I said earlier about not ever hitting anything ever again.
Mm-hmm.
You got little kids in the house, brother.
Oh, I know.
Never again. Got it?
Oh, absolutely.
Do not pass this on to them. Don't teach them that this is the way grown-ups handle their frustration. They deserve better than that. Fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And I would tell the same thing to your wife. Don't emotionally abuse her husband. Don't yell and scream and say mean things to people ever. You're not worth that. She's worth more than that. But also, don't demonstrate to kids this is what adult relationships look like. Because then they take that crap to school with them, and then so goes our country, right? Ugh. Okay, so why did you call, man? I keep interrupting you.
Well, no, honestly, I don't know if I know why. I'm so lost. I don't know what to do.
Does your wife want a divorce?
No, I don't think so. She brings up, well, let's just divorce then all the time. When there's a fight, and it's so.
Well, it sounds like she might want to get divorced.
Well, she says a lot of stuff, and I don't know. I mean, I could.
So is she a liar? Is she not trustworthy?
Well, I mean,
sounds like she's being really clear with you. Let's just get a divorce then. Maybe a hint that she wants to get a divorce. Is it that you
Yeah,
don't want to
I mean,
see that come to fruition?
oh man, I definitely don't. And maybe I just have blinders on. I feel like in my heart she doesn't, because once we finally screw our heads on tight and actually talk to each other like adults, we're able to say, wow, I was so stupid and I'm so sorry, and let's not do this again. But then it happens again. And I don't know how to break out of this cycle. And I certainly hope she doesn't want a divorce. Maybe she does, but I definitely, I don't want to lose her. I don't want to lose that time with my kids. It's so precious to me.
Yeah. Here's what there's very real moments involving yelling, involving emotional abuse, involving physical abuse, when I would recommend a 30-day separation. Someone's got to go, get an apartment, get a hotel, and we got to let everything calm down. Because the volatility in your marriage, the volatility with your kids, it creates a cyclone that is almost impossible to get out of until there's some sort of physical break.
Yeah.
And I don't want, I'm not telling you to get divorced. I'm saying somebody's got to step out and say, I'm going to let this thing breathe for a second. Because this dynamic, this dance has to stop.
Right. Okay.
Somebody's got to turn the lights on and say, what are we doing? And you can't keep dancing like this and then apologizing and then dancing again, because the apologies don't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
And you've got an abusive household and you've got 3 kids in it. Not going to do that. Have y'all gone to see a marriage counselor?
Yeah, we're actually seeing one right now, and she is absolutely amazing. We're seeing her tomorrow. Like, maybe it's the type of thing where things will get worse before they get better. I don't know, but it's just,
So what is she recommending?
Really, well, she's not really recommending anything. We've been like to 3 sessions or something.
Okay.
She's just recommending we identify what is the core emotion, I guess. It's EFT. I don't know if you're familiar, but
yes, I am. So back up all of that before you start digging into core emotions and past, but say, I will never talk to you that way ever again. I will never punch a hole through a wall ever again. You have to stop abusive behaviors before you start getting into core issues and feelings and all that crap.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to stop the abuse.
Right.
Because here's why. You can't get into core issues if you haven't dealt with the abusive behavior. Because the core issue is what sets off the abusive behavior. So reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
Stop setting fires and then figure out, why do I always want to set fires? And so the whole thing starts with a contract. And I've got several colleagues across the country that do this all the time, relational contracts. I agree to never cuss at you again, to raise my voice at you again. And if I feel like it's about to happen, instead of choosing to raise my voice at you, I will choose to go for a walk and you will let me go. And then when I come back, I will choose to engage in a conversation with you. And the choice language is important because we feel like, I just couldn't help it. Bull crap. We can. We can. And if we can't help it in the moment, we can help it 5 minutes before. And if we can't help it 5 minutes before, we can help it 10 minutes before, an hour before, 2 hours before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like people who drink coffee at 8 p.m. at dinner, and then they have to take, some kind of crazy medicine to go to sleep at night.
Right.
The inability to sleep started with choices made a long time ago. So you have a contract that y'all signed to say, I will not hit another thing. Because right now your wife doesn't feel safe, and you don't feel safe, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. And we've said as much to each other.
Okay. So
there's a lot of I don't feel safe, and we're struggling so much to get to that safe point. We've had points where we felt safe. I just don't know how to get back there.
Here's how. You say, what does safe look like? Safe is you don't yell at me. Because when you yell at me, it reminds me of my mom. My 5-year-old little boy comes out to protect me. And then I act like a 5-year-old by throwing things and hitting things and saying things that I wish I hadn't said. And she says, whenever you don't do whatever or you're not whatever, I lash out because I learned that I saw that behavior modeled through some system I was a part of. And I turn into a 7-year-old and act like a 7-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. I won't do that anymore. And when I feel it coming, I will call it out. It's going to sound so cheesy, bro. You got to practice. Just got to practice.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever been whenever I do in MMA, we do kickboxing sparring. There's always one idiot when everybody's sparring. Everybody's going 70%. There's always one idiot going 110. And it always causes problems, and it turns into a whole thing. There's always one moron in the gym doing that. And we have to say, we are going to practice. I'm not going to go 110. When I feel myself leaning into these things, that we're going to agree what safety is in our house. We're going to agree what safety looks like, and then we're going to practice it. And then when everybody feels safe, then you can do the sophisticated things like dealing with core issues and dealing with feelings and dealing with past trauma. Then you can own your story. But until you are safe, man, you can't own nothing because your body's just trying to survive. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, that is resonating with me big time.
So here's your steps, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take your wife out and say, we're going to have a good conversation together. No fights, no nothing. Let's have a good talk. And then I want you to take a piece of paper or a fancy notebook, whatever you want, and say, I want us to talk about what does it feel like to be safe? What does safe look like for us? Paint a picture of it, man. Crystal clear. Safe doesn't look, and it's not going to be like, when you do this, I don't feel safe. Nope.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, right? No. What does safe looks like you and me sitting on the couch just watching TV. Safe looks like you and me going to the gym together. Safe looks like you and me going out to dinner and we got babysitter for the 3 kids. And then let's make that happen. Well, then how do we feel good sitting on the couch together? Well, the house is picked up and you always drop your crap everywhere. Or you help with bedtime with the kids. Yeah. And then I can relax finally. That's how you reverse engineer these things. You start with a picture and then you work backwards. Okay?
All right.
And then I want you to take this agreement to your counselor and say, hey, we did some work on our own and we agreed. We're going to stop these behaviors that make the other person feel unsafe. We're going to practice them. And then the counselor's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm a great counselor. And you can be like, nope, I called some idiot on the radio for free. Thanks. And then y'all can do the hard trauma work. And I'm not dismissing feeling work. It's important. I'm not dismissing core issue work. That stuff's all good. But you can't address those things in the middle of a fire.
Yeah.
It's like trying to decide why it's so hot and you're standing in the middle of an inferno. Get out of the fire first, and then we can have the cool philosophical physics discussions or whatever,
Okay.
Hey, can I tell you something, brother?
Yeah.
You're worth not being angry all the time. Life is super cool when you're not angry all the time. It's just peaceful, man. You just laugh. Or when you're sad, you just get to be sad. But you don't be sad and get raged. And kids, you got 6, a 4, a 2-year-old?
Yeah. or sorry, a 6, a 2, and an 9-month-old.
That's right. So I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but the season you're in right now sucks. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's super fun, man. I love hugging babies. And I got a 5-year-old. I love it, love it, love it. And there's a lot of diapers and a lot of crying and a lot of, can I have a snack? Can I have a snack? And not very much sex and connection and intimacy. A lot of exhaustion. Am I ringing a bell?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're also in the middle of winter and you found yourself out in the front yard with no jacket. It's just cold. It sucks right now. Spring's coming. Go get a jacket on, man. Go be safe in this season. Okay?
Okay.
Can you do that?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
No. Can you do that?
Okay, well, I absolutely can do that.
Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want to. You're from Houston, man. golly, you can bang on trash cans for all I care. That was an Astros joke. Hope that was good. Dude, you can do whatever you want, man. You can. You got to own your past. You've done this crap, and now you got to say, okay, now what? Now what's next? What's it going to look like? What's the future going to look like? We get to decide. We're going to start with being safe. Then we're going to go from there. Same team? We're good?
Yeah, 100%. Okay.
So here's the thing.
Well, yeah.
I want you to holler at me after you take your wife out. And I want you to go to a nice place. Go to somewhere nice. Take your wife out somewhere nice. Have this safety conversation. And if it gets hot, if she starts it, say, no, no fights. No fights. And if she wants to fight, say, okay, cool. We're going to do this another time. Let's just enjoy our dinner. And we talk about what's a picture of safety look like, and let's reverse engineer it. And if she points out things about you that you're falling short, just take it. Own it. Don't fight it. Own it. And then bring that stuff to your counselor. Keep working. Keep working. You're on the right path. Keep working. And don't forget, you're in a crappy season. It's a lot of little kids, man. It does get better. Be brave, my brother. We'll be right back on the Dr. John Delony Show.